For the first part of this video, I will be talking about the external anatomy of the sheep heart. So the first part is the visceral epicardium, which is the membranous layer that covers the heart, which actually isn't here. Next is the apex of the heart, which is this point down here. And then the right and left atria and right and left ventricles. In the right atria, there's deoxygenated blood. In the left atria, there's oxygenated blood. And then we have the right and left auricles. Their purpose is to increase the capacity of the atrium, therefore also increasing the volume of blood that the atria are able to hold. And then we have the intraventricular sulcus. So there's one here. It's kind of hard to see because I cut off some of the fat, but it's there. And then there's one also on the posterior side here. And this is where coronary arteries are found. Then we have the pulmonary trunk, which is here. Why can't I find it? The pulmonary trunk, which is in that hole. The blood in this vessel is going to the right and left pulmonary arteries, which then leads to the lungs. And the blood here is deoxygenated. Then we have the aorta. The blood in this vessel is going it's distributed throughout the entire body, and the blood here is oxygenated. This is the ascending aorta that goes up. Then the aortic arch is here. And then this branches off into three major vessels that are cut off. But this one you can see the brachiocephalic artery. And then the ones that are cut off are the common carotid and the left subclavian artery. And then we have the superior and inferior vena cava. So the superior is up here and the inferior is down there. And then the coronary sinus runs right across here. And obviously you can't see it right now either, but that's where it is. The blood from all these vessels are going into the right atrium, so the coronary sinus, the inferior and superior vena cava, the blood from these are going right into the right atrium, which is here, and they are all veins, and they are all carrying deoxygenated blood. So next we have the internal anatomy of the sheep heart. First we're going to start off with the pectinae in the inner wall of the right atrium, which are the muscles of the right atrium back there. Hard to see. And then we have the myocardium of the right and left ventricle, which is here. That's the left ventricle, and then the right ventricle is there. The left ventricle wall is 3 times thicker than that of the right ventricle, and this is in order to generate more force that is needed to pump blood into the systemic circulation. So as you can see, it's a lot thicker. And then we have the trabeculae carneae, which are these irregular muscle ridges. You can also see them on this side. On the inside there, those ridges, that's the trabeculae carneae. And then we have the interventricular septum in the middle, and the bicuspid valve, or the left AV valve, and the tricuspid valve, or the right AV valve. And then we have chordae tendineae, are these super thin little tendons. And then the cusps of the valve, so each valve has a different number of cusps. The mitral, so the AV valve has two, whereas the tricuspid, or I'm sorry, the bicuspid here has two, and the tricuspid has three cusps. And then we have the papillary muscle, which is these little muscles here where the tendons connect to. The pulmonary semilunar valve here, and the aortic valve, aortic semilunar valve is somewhere on the inside. We can't see it, but it would be down here. And then that is it.